this again. All right, peace and blessing, everybody. Welcome to the episode of Political Street. I'm your community ambassador, Mr. Robin J. Anderson. All right, on Political Street, I interview business owners, community leaders, and elected officials. All right, on Political Street, we don't endorse any politics, any politicians, but they want to come on, they own for their own merit. All right, but today I have two community leaders, Ms. Gwendolyn Jackson, and Ms. Lindsay. Say last name again.
Gullatte-Lee.
Gullatte-Lee here. Ms. Jackson has been on my podcast a few times, but we only put out one episode. And Ms. Lindsay is in from New Jersey, but right now she's staying in North Carolina. We ain't gonna hold that against her, all right? So, but you guys are here because you have an event coming up on Saturday for cervical cancer, which is this month or whatnot. So, tell me, why is cervical cancer such a underrated type of diagnosis?
Well, I can't speak for everyone else. I can just speak for myself. I had symptoms for 2 years before I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. So the symptoms of cervical cancer are kind of the same symptoms of fibroids. So I think that's how sometimes as black women, because a lot of black women, we have fibroids. I think that's how we are get missed because it's the symptoms are the same.
Gotcha. Now, fibroids, that's like, because I'm not a man, so if y'all if you want to get kind of graphic or how you want to explain it, what exactly are fibroids?
Fibroid is a tumor, but it's not a cancerous tumor. So it's majority. When the studies show that majority of black women, black female, have fibroid tumors.
I heard it was linked back to like perms and things like that.
It could be because now it's lawsuit out for chemical products for a certain type of cancer. It's just that when I reached out to them, my cancer wasn't one of them.
Gotcha. Now, Miss Lindsay, I saw an interview what you guys were doing. I think it was last week. So guy, what's his name? I forget his name. It was
Dr. Jim.
No, it was a radio interview y'all did. DJ, yeah, it was head guy. So y'all said a word I hadn't heard before. It's thriving instead of surviving cervical cancer. What exactly does that mean?
Thriving means that you're still in the battle, that
Gotcha.
you are still going through the cancer and you're living with it. So that's what we say. We say we're thriving with cancer.
Okay, gotcha. So you came from North Carolina all the way down here to Texas to come in for this health fair. Miss Jackson is going through and whatnot. How's Texas been treating you so far, besides being cold?
Well, it's Texas is always good. This is my second year coming to Houston to do this event.
Okay.
I met Gwen in May of 2023. Through another nonprofit called Survivor, spelled with a C. And I told her that I was interested in doing health fairs in all 50 states. And she already had a nonprofit that was helping people with cancer. And so she said, we can do 50 states. So we always start at home. I live in North Carolina now. So we kick off the year with the one in North Carolina, which was last week, and then we come to Houston, and then we go to various states throughout the year.
Okay, gotcha. So, Ms. Jackson, who all do you have? What's scheduled for Saturday? Like, what's the agenda for the event?
Okay, offhand, I can't tell you offhand because my memory is not like it used to be.
Okay.
But we have.
Well, I heard you're gonna have Political Street Coffee. You're gonna be there.
Yeah, we're gonna have, of course, Political Street Coffee there. But we have Lindsay have this great. When me and her came together, she was already doing the health fair pop-up shop.
Okay.
And I like the idea with the pop-up shop because it gives small business to come in where we can let people know in the community what is around you, business that are around you.
Gotcha.
So we will have small business that would be in the building, and we will have a lot of agencies that's in the building. It's like a family setting, but a health family setting.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have one thing I want to tell Houston. When I went to New Jersey, Lindsay is from New Jersey. We have traveled many places, me and Lindsay together. There was no place like New Jersey so far. So I'm in my feelings, H-Town. New Jersey treated me with love. When I say New Jersey, me and Lindsay was walking the streets in New Jersey. Do
Mm-hmm.
y'all believe it? I haven't walked a street and I don't know when. We saw
I
little
mean,
kids on bikes.
but
We saw.
in all fairness, now Houston is a whole different
I
dynamic.
get that, but I was saying the love they showed
Mm-hmm.
there.
Okay, okay,
That's
okay,
what I'm saying.
okay.
Like her friends that she grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm calling out my friends,
Mm-hmm.
classmates.
So I mean, should they bring like some gumbo and stuff, make her feel
She
like?
ain't, Lindsay just showed up. I'm like, wow, she ain't trick them.
Right.
She ain't
Yeah.
do nothing. She just said, I'm home.
Gotcha.
So
They pulled up.
I'm gonna say, hey, this 44 girl from I'm gonna be at Drew,
Mhm.
and it's
At
this
what
money
time?
cervical 11 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Lindsay done came in, and I want y'all to show her the same love that when she brought me to New Jersey, that they showed to me when I went to New Jersey. I want them to show us some of this Texas hospitality.
Gotcha. Now I want to get a little personal because we got the the marketing stuff out the way before
Okay, come on.
so when you first came on, you was kind of explaining about how things turned from when you were working and you had all this, and all of a sudden it became a challenge to get like help and things like that from your insurance or whatnot. You care to share about that?
Well, when I first found out I had cancer, I had Blue Cross Blue Shield because I was working. I was a case manager, so I had pretty good insurance. But to keep that insurance, you have to go to work. So no work, no insurance. So when I wasn't working, that insurance goes up. So you have to pay out of pocket. So that out of pocket fee is $800.
Wow.
So how can you afford the $800? You're not working. You don't have income coming in. What do you do? So what I did, I'm a case manager. I went to the human resource office trying to get Medicaid and trying to get food stamp, trying to get assistance. I was denied. I was denied and didn't have any income coming in and had stage 4 cervical cancer. The reason why I was denied because my job has not let me go yet. And in their system, I'm still employed and I'm still making this amount a year. But no, I'm not making that because I'm not going to work.
Right.
And then they said I was driving. When they pull up my credit report, I have a SUV Mercedes.
Wait, but why are they pulling your credit
Well,
report? That
they
don't make
wanted. They
sense.
pulled all that up. They pull up your bank statements. They pull up your credit report. They pull up everything. So I'm driving the SUV Mercedes. But yes, I'm driving it, but it's 3 months behind. It's about to get repossessed. It might be gone when I go out in the parking lot. I don't know, but
Wow.
it's that's what I was trying to explain to them. So they didn't give me. I didn't get the services. So the system that I poured into didn't pour back into me.
you. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
So, side note, y'all, we're in a local business that I like to spotlight. I travel around different places, so that the talking you hear in the background, we're at Acres Home Barber College, just FYI. So, but anyway, I had to get it out the way. Shout out to Miss Wagner and Acres Home Barber College. But Lindsay, have you had any kind of similar experience as far as like financial challenges or even just
I have not.
okay?
I didn't have the insurance issues. I didn't have well, besides me stopping to work, so I couldn't work going to treatment. I definitely tried to do that, but when you go through radiation, chemo, it takes up all of your day. It takes up all of your energy. I was actually in a fog, so it didn't even feel. It felt like I was having an out of body experience. So I was in the hospital for 10 days, the first 10 days of my treatment. So I couldn't go to work either. So everything fell on my husband and my older daughter, who were still working and making sure that the bills were paid and the kids were getting everywhere they needed to go. But I did get Medicaid. I had all of those same services, so I didn't have that same issue. The only issue I had, once I went back to work and they dropped me from Medicaid, there was a fear a little bit about me not being able to have the same doctor. And that was the fear for me because I had to see 5 doctors before I got my diagnosis. Everybody else was telling me I was normal. So I didn't want to lose the person who actually saved my life. So that was a fear, but luckily I was able to keep her.
Gotcha. I sent you a video. It was talked about a young lady who was like, she was young, like 30 something, and she was losing her life for
the
misdiagnosis and whatnot. So why we think is that because our heritage or who we are? They don't know how to diagnose us. I mean, what is that we keep getting this cervical cancer not being diagnosed the right way?
I think sometimes as black women, we are not heard. When we go to the doctor, I
Right.
think when we go to the doctor and we say something is wrong with us, or hey, I'm feeling this type of way, or hear me out, because I have been there. I have been to the doctor and the doctor said my wrong name.
Wow.
And I was in treatment and seeing this doctor on the regular, and my daughter was like, hey, and he kept calling me a different name and had the file in his hand and still was calling me the wrong name. And
So,
I don't know why. I wanted to say something, but I don't, and I'm a case manager. I would have said something probably for someone else, but I just sat there, and my daughter had to be my case manager at the time. She was like, no, 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 no. You're not going to say her name wrong again. And instead of him apologizing, he had the attitude.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you a question. Was this person's nationality, was it like ours, or was he?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting. So, what can, I mean, of course you're gonna have the stuff, the resource and everything at the event, but what can women do, mainly women of color, do to get this, I guess, looked at beforehand, or if you have any symptoms, like just get like regular checks, like how can this be quote unquote prevented? That's such a thing.
Regular checkups, like going and get your pap test on the regular. Just get screened on the regular. Like when me and Lindsay was talking, I think it was someone you spoke with that said they haven't had a checkup since they had their child. And sometimes, especially women, we take care of everybody else, but then we put ourselves on the back burner. We take our kids to the doctor, we'll take our husband, we'll take everybody to the doctor, and then we'll put ourselves on the back burner.
Wow.
And it's not that our health is not important to us, it's just that we take care of everybody else first. And we put ourselves last. It's like it's self-care.
It's also a fear.
I can see that.
If you go to the doctor and somebody tells you that, we have something abnormal or something came back and we need you to come in and follow up, some people don't go back for the follow up because they don't want to hear what's going on.
Yeah.
They're scared to find out what's going on. Or the fact that they came to the doctor because they knew something was wrong, and then people were telling you, these people that you're supposed to trust, physicians, are telling you that everything's normal, then why would I come back to see you if you're telling me that it's normal and it's not normal?
Right. It makes sense.
So if you don't follow up, a lot of people fall through the cracks because of the follow-ups. They're not going back to find out what their results are, or they're just not being heard the first time and they just don't go back for the second time. Also, it's the same thing financially. If you have a job, if you're the only person that's working in your household and you're the only person bringing in money, you can't keep taking off to go to the doctor. So if you go your initial time and they tell you have to follow up, which means you would have to take another day off work, most people are not going to do that if they're not in a position to do that.
Makes sense.
So that's another reason why some people don't get their diagnosis till it's too late, or they have insurance issues. We have a fellow survivor person who had to wait a whole year just because of insurance issues, and by the time she went back, her stage went up because she didn't have the insurance to get the approved test that she needed.
Now, this is going to sound kind of crazy, y'all, but I don't know if y'all have thought this way forward thinking or what, but is there a cure for it? Like, is it like from a dietary, what happened, where does this come from? I know it has a bad stigma attached to it, but that's not what it is. But where does this come from?
So HPV is the virus that causes cervical cancer as well as several other cancers, including anal, vaginal, and head and neck. So to prevent this, the HPV vaccine is something that can prevent the cancer. So this is a cancer that can be eliminated.
Interesting.
You can get the vaccine starting at the age of 9. It's for girls and boys. And we have been working together with doctors, physicians, as Survivor ambassadors. Survivor is a nonprofit that was started by a woman who was diagnosed at the age of 25, and she didn't see anybody that she knew that had cervical cancer. She wanted to change that, and basically she brings all of us together. We are educated and taught to go out and talk to, lobby for other people in the courts, everything, so that they know we are the faces of what cervical cancer is and why we don't want other people to suffer the way we did.
Gotcha.
The HPV vaccination is not usually explained as preventable cancer. For me, they told me that my daughter would need it when she's sexually active at the age of 11. You're not thinking about your child being sexually active. So,
Right.
and they told me that the vaccine was optional, which if you tell them it's optional, they're going to opt out most
Right.
of the time. But if you present it as a preventable cancer for your child so that they won't have to experience this in their lifetime, that's something different. And it's going to make people stop and think.
Now, I'm going to say this, y'all, only because of it's the elephant in the room. Like, so because of this vaccine that just came up with COVID or whatnot, I mean, you can kind of feel how people are reluctant to take this because of now that all this stuff is coming about these COVID shots.
Right.
How has HPV, the vaccine, has been, I mean, I guess, tried and there's no side effects and things like that?
Well,
Or?
I'm going to say this. My daughter is 32 years old. I knew about HPV when she was, the vaccine, when she was, I think she took her series like at 14, and I felt comfortable with her physician. She came in and she was like, hey, she explained it to me. She was like, I recommend this so she won't get cancer. This would prevent down the line, not saying that she would get it, but this is something that can protect her. So me and my sister took took my niece and my daughter, and they got, at that time was 3 shots. And they got 3 shots and been fine. She didn't have any side effects. Only thing I think Darren said, it was kind of painful.
Yeah.
The shot was painful, sore. But besides that, she didn't have any side effects. And now that I look back, she was 15 then and she's 32 now. What if she didn't?
But you say young males can take it too, but how can cervical cancer be?
Get throat cancer.
Yeah, right. Throat, anal, head and neck, yes.
Yeah.
For
That's
men.
not the only thing.
Right.
So the HPV vaccine can stop that, prevent
Yes.
that. That's crazy.
It prevents
Yeah.
that, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to keep you. I know you got some other things you got to do and whatnot. So tell everybody again what's going on this weekend and where they can find you at and all that kind of good stuff.
We will be at Drew Academy at 1910 West Little York Drew Academy. The principal there is Dr. Nickerson.
Shout out Dr. Nickerson. Shout out.
Yes, shout out to him. Lindsay and I will be there. It start from 11 to 3. So we asking everyone to come out. It's a family outing. We'll have things for kids. We have all ages, things for all ages. So I don't want people to think that it's just going to be about just a health fair. We have entertainment. We have skits. We have door prizes. We have games, it's a family outing where you can come and shop. We have food trucks. It's everything. Just
Gotcha.
Yeah. And we're going to have vaccines there. It's going to be...
and we have 2 amazing speakers that will be there as well.
Yes.
Okay, good deal. So social media, where can they find you on social media? So everybody can if you want to get a following or if you hadn't blocked them, stuff like that, what
If they can... put in Royal Jackson Community Outreach Center, and once they put in that or put in my name, Gwendolyn Jackson, everything will pop up on me.
Okay, gotcha.
They can find me as Lindsay Gullatte-Lee on Facebook. Also, Getting Good with Your Health, that is my nonprofit.
Okay.
So either one of those, they can find me.
All right, sounds good. All right, so that being said, y'all, it's another episode of Political Street. Till next time, make sure you go to my website, PoliticallyStreet.com, get a T-shirt, support this because it's all in my pocket, y'all. So hey, support me. Also, I'm on Instagram, Political Street, and YouTube, Political Street. All right, so till next time. Peace.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Definitely want to give a shout out to Political Street, man. That's one of the coldest names you can have. Because we out here in these streets, but these politics is trickling down, so it's all intertwined, man. So we got to figure out how to work it the way we work. So shout out to Political Street.